Hello BTEC students, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make your very own production company logo. Inspired by the iOS 7 interface, I came up with an idea for a production company called Spectrum, which is influenced by the color spectrum, which is this thing here, which we'll look at again in a minute. So I'm going to use very simple shapes, much like iOS 7 is utilizing. So if we go into Photoshop, and we go File, New, and we select Custom from the preset, and we change the width to 1000 and the height to 500 even, we will get a nice rectangle. If you want to create a logo that's a square, then you need to make sure that the width and the height are set to the same pixel size. We also want to name it something sensible, so I'm going to change that to Spectrum Logo. And there we have our nice big rectangle. Using Command plus and minus, you can change the size of the canvas. So if you want to come further away, Command and minus, Command and plus to come closer to the canvas. So I'm going to start off by drawing a circle. I'm going to create a new layer just by clicking on the New Layer tab at the bottom right of the Layers panel. I'm going to select the Ellipse tool, which if it isn't showing up on your tool panel, click and hold. So if it's rectangle, click and hold, and then just follow it down to Ellipse and let go of the mouse. By holding down Shift, it will enable us to draw a perfect circle. And there we have it, a nice perfect circle. If we Control click on the layer, we can duplicate the layer, because I want to have 3 circles. And then Control click, duplicate layer. Okay. And then I'm going to move these circles out, so that we have 3 circles overlapping. Now I need to change the colour of this circle. If I click on the eyedropper tool, just here, and then if I click and hold, and you see it says blue at the moment, same colour here, and black at the top, we can then choose colours from anywhere. So I can choose it from the desktop, I can choose it from these icons if I want, and you can see that the colour on this portion of the screen, the fill, is changing. So I'm going to actually come back to the colour spectrum, and I'm going to just jump on this colour wheel for a minute, because I want to have red, green and blue. So I've already got blue, so I need red. And if I click on the circle tool, I can then change that to red. And then if we click on another one, and we select green on the dropper, back on the ellipse tool, select fill, recently used colour green, and you can see we've got 3 perfect circles. Now it looks a bit odd with them overlapping. So what we can do is if we hold down Shift and select all of these layers, and then you select multiply, they'll overlap. So it looks a bit more like a colour spectrum. I'm just going to straighten up this red one a little bit because it's a little bit off. I'm also going to change the size a bit. So if you highlight all the layers, press Command T for transform, holding down Shift, click and drag, and then you can change the size of all 3 objects as if one object. So that's what's got the main part of our logo. The next thing we want to do is create a text layer. So if we create a new layer to put our text on, select the Type tool, click and drag to draw a little box. Now inspired by the font used, or the size of the font and the thickness of the font used, the typography used in the iOS 7 design, I've chosen to access dafont.com, which you should go on, and I quite like this new font. So if we click on download, it then pops up in the downloads folder. We then click on new, click on the TTF folder, file should I say, and then click on install font, and that will install. So with that selected, I then type in Spectrum, just in black as the fill, drag that into place, and there we have it, your very own production company logo. I've been John Branney. Thanks very much.